Hello, my name is Theresa Miller and I'm the Director of Technology Advocacy here at Cohesity. And today we're going to take a look at how to leverage Cohesity data platform to archive your Smartfiles View files and objects data. All right, so here we are on the global Helios dashboard that gives us a bird's eye view into everything going on in our environment, from a protection health to protection coverage and status and storage consumption. Now for today's demo, I'm actually going to head over to the scope selector where I'm going to go ahead and go to a specific cluster where I have some files and objects Cohesity views set up. So we're going to go ahead and click on Dem COH01. Now I also get a great view and some insights into this particular cluster's health and its storage and the reduction, deduplication, etc. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at our file and object views. To do this, I head over to Smartfiles and choose Views. You'll see that in my environment, I have a lot of different views set up with data on them. The one that we're going to work with today is this default documents view. I'm going to go ahead and just click edit because I want you to see how some of the settings look like and some of the choices you have and the control over the security you have when working with a view. So the first thing is I was able to give my view a name. I was able to choose the category or the type of view that I wanted it to be. Today we're going to leverage this as a file share. I also have control over the protocols that I can connect to this view on. So I could do all three, NFS, S3, and SMB, which can allow for some additional flexibility long term when you are accessing this data. The other thing that I think is important to call out is the security settings. So if I go ahead and just click that edit, you can see that I have the ability to control by IP who can access this data. Going a step further from a security perspective, I can also control my NFS options and security, even controlling whether or not the share will be discoverable as NFS. And then the other one I want to call out is SMB. Also having the option for browsable. You can do access-based enumeration, and you can get pretty granular with your permissions here. A couple other notable items are antivirus. You do have the ability to enable antivirus, and you could use our application marketplace for this. We have ClamAV, or you could integrate with your own ICAP provider. And then lastly, audit logs. Having these enabled can be extremely useful for long-term audit of how your data is being used. I'm going to go ahead and click cancel. So now we have this file share and we want to be able to archive that data to the cloud. Now, normally you would need a separate product for this, but with Cohesity you don't. Essentially, you're going to need a couple different things set up, some of which should be familiar as a Cohesity customer. So the first is an external target. If I click external targets, you can see here I have Azure and AWS already set up, Coolblab and S3. And if you needed something different for your archiving purposes, you could come out here and choose any of these different options. Or maybe you need a different storage backend type. So if I click AWS in the storage class, maybe I need S3 Intelligent, or I want to go to Glacier Deep Archive on this data. I certainly could. I'm going to go ahead and click cancel because we're going to leverage this AWS external target today. Now we're going to go ahead and look at data protection. The first thing is a policy. So for the archival to occur, I definitely need a policy. The policy we're going to take a look at today, the one that I created special for this archival process, is the default cloud archive, where it's set up to back up every day and retain for 2 weeks. Let's go ahead and click Edit. And within here, very similar to all policies, where you have a policy name, a backup schedule, how long you're going to keep that primary copy. But the big difference on this one is that I chose archive. I chose the AWS external target. I have additional cycles in place here. So it's going to archive every day, retain for 2 weeks. I'm going to go ahead and click cancel, and we're going to peek at the last piece of this puzzle. So the last piece is to ultimately protect that data and have that policy set so that archival happens. So here I have the default cloud archive documents view, protection job. I'm going to go ahead and edit. And what you can see here is that I have the one view protected, and then I have the name for my protection group of the policy cloud archive. I can see the archival is set, and you could come in and modify the additional settings to meet your needs, but ultimately I would click save, and then that would initiate this process. Now, because it's already been running and been successful, there's one other validation you could do to confirm. So here I'm logged into S3. I'm going to go ahead and go into my S3 bucket. In my S3 bucket, there are some folders. I'm going to go ahead and head into my metadata folder. And in the metadata folder, I'm going to drill down. And what I can see here is that the last modification date of when this job ran was on July 15th. So everything is current and up to date, and things have been running successfully.